Pum Lefebure joins us today, co-founder and chief creative officer of Design Army in Washington, DC. Bangkok roots, US-trained graphic designer, a creative director who pairs high craft with fearless storytelling. Think the Washington Ballet, Hong Kong Ballet, Bloomingdale's, big ideas, flawless execution. She's known for radical clarity. From day one, she targeted fashion, performing arts and culture, then built the portfolio to match. Even turned a yard sale poster into her first client. Proof that every touch point is a calling card. In this episode, we get into designing your dream creative career and what it takes. Choosing clients with intent, running two buckets, paid work and passion work. Leading under pressure when shoots go sideways, staying relevant as tech, taste and timelines shift. Get the kettle on, make it Yorkshire tea, let's go. Pum, it is so nice to meet you. At long last, we are finally having our lovely chat.
Nice to meet you too. I'm looking forward to this one. Well, how are you today?
I'm just great. I was really pleased to see. I think you were having a good old British cup of tea then.
Yes. How do you know?
Well, what can I say? I know a good brew. I can spot one a mile off.
It's English tea. That's,
yes.
One of my ritual every morning for the last 10 years. I have the same breakfast, which is English
just tea?
Milk. Yeah. I used to be a heavy coffee drinker. And since, I've been on shoot so much and I travel for clients or be on a photo shoot and have to get up early, and I just switch from coffee to tea because I say my life, I need some sort of consistency every morning. And, having a tea bag with you at all time, whether you're on the plane or jet lag in Asia or get up super early or at the shoot where, there's not really good coffee, it just gives you that little constant consistency in your life, which is nice.
It's really nice. You're talking to somebody who's British. This is part of my everyday ritual. I have about 8 cups of tea a day. It's what keeps me going. But now you've got to bring in the ritual of you've got to have a biscuit. I mean, I don't actually have a biscuit with my tea, but that's the tradition over here. You have to have a biscuit with the tea. But do you have a biscuit of choice, or do you not go there?
I usually just tea with milk, very simple.
Yes, I like that.
Or sometimes I put like a little collagen powder in there.
Ooh, very good. Yeah, I need to remember to do that. I keep forgetting. I did try some collagen powder that was so strong that my tea turned into like Bovril. It was horrible. Do you have a particular tea brand?
My aunt who lived in Cambridge gave me this really inexpensive tea called Red Label.
Oh, okay.
From like a grocery store, Salisbury. Is that what it is in England?
I'm going to send you some Yorkshire tea bags. They're the best.
Okay, send it to me. I just, because the tea bag came in like a little round pouch and it's super, super tasty. And,
yes. Well, I feel like the pressure's on now. What if you hate Yorkshire tea and then I'll be forever in...
I would love to try.
All right, I will send you some. Absolutely. Now, this isn't a podcast about tea, although we do like to warm things up. We're actually talking to you today about how to design your dream creative career and find your ideal clients. And in 40 minutes, that sounds like a lot to get through. But I feel like with you, from everything I've learned and seen, you have a brilliant way of getting right to the heart of the truth. And so we're not going to sort of dilly-dally. You're going to tell us how to get there. How does somebody build a creative career as successful as yours? Go.
I think you have to have a goal. You have to have a vision of where do you want to be 5 years from now. And you have to have that vision, because without a goal, it's really hard to score. Like, it's impossible, right? You can go day by day and finish this project, next project, but then you not stay on the path that where you want to reach. So I live in Washington, D.C., and when I started my own business with Jake, my husband, we thought, okay, we want to do work in art, fashion, entertainment, because we like those. But I live in Washington. Washington, D.C. is not known for creative city. The government shut down today. I mean, that's when you think of D.C., you think of the government, White House. We are the capital of the United States. So very, in a way, not that sexy. But we thought, okay, this is cool. It's our opportunity to change the city. And I love this city. I'm originally from Bangkok, Thailand, and that's like huge city, 15 million people. And this is somewhat manageable, and I quite like it. And we thought, okay, we're going to start with just do something cool. It's, funny. One of my first clients came in from a yard sale.
Wow. Okay. How did that happen? Were you sort of sat outside just waiting for customers?
No, we used to have a full-time jobs, and then I was creative director, and Jake was creative director at a branding agency too, and we just got married, and we moved to the new house, and we thought, okay, we need to get rid of some of this college furniture. We don't want it anymore, so we opened the garage and created this beautiful retail shop in our garage, and I designed flyers to go put all around Washington, and it looks like a fashion brand. In a way, it's like yard sale and like design. It's so cool, and then we had a lot of people came in, and then it was 3:00 in the afternoon. One of the guys came in, and it's like, who is this? Who designed this poster? And I thought I did. And he's like, okay, I am starting my own business, and I'm starting my own consulting firm with my partner, and we are looking for a graphic designer.
Wow.
And that person used to work for President Clinton.
Oh, yeah. Well, as you do in Washington, D.C.
Right. So like you never know. So like from a yard sale, then he and his partner became our first clients, and they connect us to the Washington Ballet. They connect us to HRC. So every opportunity, you sometimes it's luck, but then you have to do everything at the highest level of craft. Even a yard sale signage, you never know, right?
I love that.
And then and that's how we started Design Army. We started getting freelance clients to the point that we had to quit our job and start our own thing.
That's the first time I've heard a designer say they got their big break by designing their own yard sale. That's brilliant. And did you manage to sell everything that day?
No, there's like stuff in there still, but it was fun to, to get the first client through a yard sale sign.
I think great things happen when you do something creative, when you just think outside the box and just really go for it.
Right. It's like super cool, beautiful yard sale sign all around the city. People grab it. And
they really do. So where did this creativity come from, Pum? What was your sort of childhood like? Did you always have this dream? How you said you set out to have a goal. Did you always have this dream that you would be doing what you're doing today, or was it just not something that ever crossed your mind?
I grew up as an artist. I always draw and paint, and I'm the art kid at school, and my mom always, I told my mom that when I grew up I want to be an artist, and not until my high school year I saw it at campaign for the United Color of Benetongs, and it was designed by Tibor Carmen, and I was just mind-blowing by the visual image. I mean, if you remember, there's like one ad that have 3 raw hearts, and it's a white, black, yellow, and there's one ad, it's like the image of a priest kissing a nun. And it was, as a girl who went to Catholic school all my life, I was shocked.
Yes,
right?
me. Well, I didn't go to Catholic school, but I was brought up a Catholic as well, so I understand this. My
You know,
goodness.
and it's just like, whoa, what is this thing? It's like a visual language that I have never ever seen before. And as a teenage girl, I thought it was intriguing and cool. You know, you're a little bit rebellious and you want something like, at that time, there's no such thing as diversity. But that's back in the 90s. And to see that for the first time, it was mind blowing. And then I was like, okay, what is this thing called? And I asked my mom, and she said, this is called advertising. And I thought, okay, maybe I don't want to be an artist. I want to do something cool like this so millions of people can see the work. So I start subscribe or go to the magazine stand and like look at Color magazine. Do you remember?
No, I don't know.
Color magazine designed by T. Paul Carmen by the United Color of Benettons, and it was just back then it was not about fashion necessarily. It's about human all around the world, and it talks about AIDS pandemic. It was talk about equality. It's talk about the very very hard subject, and it's like something that I've kind of have never seen before, and I was become very interested in editorial design, and that's how I told my mom that I want to study in the United States, study graphic design.
So that is incredible. And then you kind of moved to Washington D.C. and the rest
No,
is
I
history.
went to school in Virginia.
Ah, okay.
As a foreign exchange student for a year, and then I got art scholarship to a school in Virginia as well.
Wow.
So and then I called my mom. It's like, I'm not coming home. I'm staying here.
What did
I
she
like
say?
it here. I mean, I'm the oldest girl, right? And
Right.
she was like, okay, if you think that's your path in life, we'll support you.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
yeah, so I studied graphic design.
Oh, I
And
love that.
and I love it because then I always looking at art for my design inspiration. Always art is always like going to be part of who I am and things we create at Design Army. But design is very practical and fun, and the more people get to see it, right?
Yeah.
So as a you feel a little bit more modern and cool. And back in the 90s, that's when you stop using cut and paste and the computer get introduced. And I remember my senior year, the teacher was like, okay, who want to take this class? You have to cut Ruby Lith. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to the computer lab. So, I was like start coding the website, it's like coding the website and doing all kinds of cool experiment with Flash, remember?
Yes.
The Flash, I know Flash website. So it's fun. I think design is always evolving and change, and you have to keep up all the time. And I think that's one thing about being a designer. You're not only have to keep up with the technology, you always have to keep up with the business of where the market and brands want. So for example, when I start as a graphic designer, in the 2000, we do a lot of annual reports, we do a lot of logo, we do a lot of branding, right? And then we realize that more and more people really spend more time on YouTube. That's like early 2000, the YouTube was blowing up, and I was like, okay, we have done enough graphic design. How can we be this YouTube cool? So we started working on fashion client, editorial client locally, do like Washingtonian bride groom, Washingtonian fashion. And then the next thing you know, Bloomingdale saw our work for a redesign magazine for Washingtonian bride groom. We went to New York pitching our design company, and then we got a job to design the whole catalog for Bloomingdale bridal registry, which is like 200 pages. Next thing you know, we do Bloomingdale's Christmas catalog, and then we get into fashion, even though we sit in Washington, right? And it's about, you know what, my advice for the young designers or young entrepreneur who start a business is that pick your client wisely. The client that you are picking today is going to set the tone for the client that you're going to have tomorrow. Even though they might not pay as much as, let's say, the client in tech or medical or government, take some of the project that you think is going to build your portfolio to attract the next client.
Yes. Go on, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because that goes back to what you said at the very start, which was always have a goal in mind and work backwards. Right.
Because we know that we want to be in fashion. We know we want to do more editorial work. So you kind of need to experiment and do your own project before any client's gonna come and hire you for that, because people will hire you based on your portfolio. So if I'm sitting in Washington, D.C., and I just take all the tech government projects, then the next thing you know, I'm gonna have a lot of government projects, and then I would never get to where I want to go.
Yeah. I can't imagine you enjoying that kind of work.
No, we had some, but we have none. We have one government project right now, but I think you need to know where you want to go and be willing to put aside, your 60 hours. I'm saying 60 to 80 hours when you first start a business, because it is. My first 5 years, I work all the time. And it's almost like you have two buckets, the pay project and the fun project. The pay project, of course, you have to, take whatever you need, because when you start your business, you need to pay yourself, pay your first employees, all that stuff, right? And I told Jake, one thing that we want to do to make sure that Design Army is not Pum and Jake, it's going to be a company. Because I don't want to just be two of us as a freelancer when we first started. Mm-hmm. So, that we have to take every project that we can take and then do the fun project. And the fun project is what's going to attract the new talent.
Mm. Yeah. Yes.
Even though it's like self-promotion or do collaboration with a chocolate brand or do some fun packaging for a local coffee shop. And that's how you start, building your own portfolio toward the goal that you want to, to the sector and the client you want to be in.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people working really hard, but I see these days a lot of people waiting for things to happen. They're not and it's not going to happen.
Nothing is going to happen. It's like you have to dream, like nothing is going to drop from the sky. Like it's impossible. Dream doesn't work unless you do. You have to work on it toward that dream. Like nothing in my experience with any successful creative director, entrepreneur, one thing that everyone have in common, that they are working very hard. And they know exactly what they want.
And have worked backwards. I mean, this is the thing I always say. It's my advice too. If you want something, you have to figure out how to get there and then be prepared to put in the hours. I think in our careers, in our, since we graduated from college, university, there's been this shift to, no, we're not going to work hard. We've got to, work-life balance and all the rest of it. And that is very true. It is important to look after our health and our mental health and not to burn ourselves out. But it's sometimes muddied, that sort of sentiment, in that people are just sometimes too shy of hard work. And I'm sorry, but talent will only get you so far. You have to put in the effort. You have to put in the the graft. There's no other way of getting around it, really.
That's the piece of advice that I really don't like, the work-life balance thing.
Because you're not good at it.
I'm actually not good at it. It's funny, when I start Design Army, I had the grand plan, right? The 5 years plan is like, we start Design Army, we're gonna build the studio to X amount of people, and then I'll have kids 5 years down the road. Literally 1 month after we start Design Army and I went on my own, I find out that I got pregnant. And I was like, great.
Good timing.
Good timing. How am I going to do it? And, my mom was like, okay, you work with your husband and, it's really important to have a work-life balance to separate the two. And I tried and I was miserable, because I can't. I'm trying to build a company. I'm super pregnant. What am I gonna do? I also like have this dream to build up to like 5 people within one year. So you just kind of there is no time for work-life balance because what's fixed is 24 hours. So what I have done is like instead of separate them, kind of reframe the thinking, okay, how I balance this is not about separating the two. It's about like combine it and blend it together to make it fun. So I would take Sophie, she's like 2 years old. She'll come to the photo shoot with us and like a baby because she doesn't know. I remember she didn't like to have a babysitter. So it was like, okay, come. And then she's like grew up in the business too.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of have your own business. You can do whatever you want. So I'm just kind of create my own the way that work for me. I think sometimes people listen to many advice and then they try to follow those advice and it doesn't work for them and they feel like a failure. Like don't listen to it, but what works for you.
Exactly. And how old's Sophie now?
She's in college. She's just turned 20 and I mean, she's grew up in the business and she's studying animation. She's in New York and and I think, this is like an example of a kid who grew up in the business and she's very inspired by everything and got, we are teaching, she's just seen the design process or huge photo shoots since she was little. So it's not like you be unprofessional to bring kids to work. It's about, how do you manage your day and with the most maximum, how can you maximize your time, both work and life, that works for you.
This season of the Creative Boom podcast is proudly sponsored by James Cropper, the last mill standing in Britain for premium coloured paper. Its new colour source range puts designers first, giving you direct access to 50 stunning shades in a range of weights and textures straight from the mill. Incredible colour, crafted in the Lake District and delivered straight to your door. Discover the paper that brings your ideas to life via paperandpackaging.jamescropper.com. Well, that's great to hear that she's doing so well. And she must be living the dream. Where did she say she was at college? She in New York. Actually, don't tell me where she is because obviously, privacy.
Yeah,
but
she's in New York.
That's great. Oh, and I bet she's really into fashion, isn't she?
She's into fashion. She's love, working on animation. But I think she's going to be a good entrepreneur. She start having her business, something that she wants to do. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think if you are somebody who wants to grow a business like Design Army, I think you have to be entrepreneurial. You have to love fixing one problem after the other, trying to solve that next thing, chasing after the clients. I mean, what is it about running Design Army that you enjoy the most, that really keeps you going? Because it will be hard work. Yeah,
I have my own business for 20 years now.
Wow.
And, obviously it's up and down, and I think we did something right for sure. And one thing I tell myself every day is that yes, Design Army, we have built a very good company, but you can't get too comfortable. Boom, I tell myself, you have to think like a startup every day, because when you get comfortable, when you feel like you're at the top of the mountain, the only way is down. So you always have to be nimble and like don't feel that, okay, we are so great, it's going to be fine, all the client is going to come. It doesn't work that way. I mean, clients change, the client is getting younger, they want something new and fresh. So for me, my job is always innovate and push, try something new, work on AI, bring in artists, do a performing arts, do the sound design. And I think that's what make me alive as a creative director and owner of the company. And when you are excited about trying something new, you are excited your team too. Because it's just not the same thing every day, and that takes a lot of passion to have that. Because I know a lot of my friends who've been in the business for 20 plus years, they're just like, okay, I have enough. I want to retire. Wow. I was just like, I think that the retirement scares me. I think that when you stop working, you stop being relevant, and when you're not relevant, then you just get left behind. And for me, I don't think I ever gonna retire.
I think I'm the same. I've just started doing vlogging and putting myself as the face of Creative Boom again. It's terrifying. I'm 47 now, and there was a moment where I was like, am I too old to put my face on? Which is ridiculous. It's absurd. But am I too old to put my face as the face of Creative Boom? It's ridiculous. But I just want to be doing this forever. I love it. I mean, why would we do anything else if this is what we absolutely love?
Yeah, I think learning is a very important part of being a human. It's a mindset too. Sometimes I've seen a lot of designers like, oh, there's like this AI thing, I have to relearn again, and there's this new program. But that's the point. Like, I
love it.
The world is moving every day, so expect it that it's going to be changed every single day, and your job is to keep up with it.
Yeah. I like the analogy of a mountain, because you'll walk to the top of a mountain, or walk, sometimes scramble, sometimes
climb,
go on your belly and sweating, and you get to the top, and you think when you get to the top, oh, that'll be it. But actually the mist clears and you look across the landscape and you see, oh, there's another mountain over there, and oh, there's another mountain over there. I've got to climb that as well, and that one, and so on and so forth. And there is sometimes a point where you must surely say, why do I do this to myself?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's getting tired running a business for 20 years, ups and downs, the COVID hit. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the future? But you just have to have the mindset that, I almost like always think that I was born, it's like I was born to do this.
Yes.
And then that's why a lot of work that we have done, not only do the work for the client, whether it's branding or advertising, but I do the work that I like, for example, like something like Hong Kong Ballet or something with the art and design, because I really feel like I have this gift of creativity and have great imagination. My team is the same. We are giving a piece of love, giving a piece of creativity and imagination and project it into the world. In a way, like I take pride of what we do and see our product, our design as a gift to the client, as a gift to a startup, as a gift to community, as a gift to Hong Kong Ballet. It's a different mindset. So it's not client agency relationship and bitching and complaining about client. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's just like, see, it's like, wow, someone coming to you and pay for you to imagine.
It's amazing.
What a gift.
I know. I'm very jealous. That Hong Kong Ballet project, and you've been working with them for a while now. The first one that I ever saw was absolutely stunning. It was so colourful and clever because you just incorporated fashion. What was that? Were you on set when you did that first shoot?
Yeah, that project is, because we have been doing really great photography, art direction for a while, at Design Army. And that was my first project that has 360 design thinking in terms of producing a film. We call it design film, right? So the campaign called Never Standing Still. So we envision, taking the dancer to dance all around the city of Hong Kong, because city of Hong Kong is really bright and colorful. And, we want to talk about how ballet can be a very vibrant art form, and ballet can bring Hong Kong to life. And, the mood board, how we sketch everything out is like bright, vivid, and colorful. And guess what? When we went to Hong Kong for the shoot, it was typhoon.
Oh, gosh.
Typhoon is coming. And it's like, it was so much work. It was 6 months of planning, because not only we created the storyboard, we also worked with a music and composer to create a piece of before we go filming. We work with the choreographer, Pum Lefebure, who's an artistic director, to choreograph that to the music. We design the costume, so it's blend with the city of Hong Kong. So, we were like fashion designer, work on the makeup and hair direction. Every single thing that you see in that film, we design.
It's beautiful.
Like art direction on steroid. Went to Hong Kong, the typhoon came. I mean, it's like my bright and vivid vision. It's all dark and it's rain the whole entire time. And that was miserable, right? You like, imagine like something you work so hard for 6 months, choreograph and everything, and it's raining the whole entire week. And the team was like, so what do the producers say we should cancel? And I was like, no. We are not going to cancel it, because I have a next job next week. I have to fly to Bangkok. I can't move it. We are going to shoot it, but we have to be very careful, because there's jumping and dancing of 30 to 40 dancers. You have to make sure they're not falling off and falling down. So we had to shoot this in between the typhoon. So like literally, like it was rain and wind. And it stopped, and then the sun come out. It's like, okay, everyone grab your mop and go clean. Everyone's just like clean the basketball court, make sure it's safe, and then we shoot really quickly, and then the rain coming again. And that's the role of creative director. When you have 100 people waiting for you to say, is this a go or no go? I mean, that put me in... Like, I have to make a decision that, we are going to do it. I talk to sub-team and the director, and they say, like, we should go for it. And that's a role of the leader. Sometimes like, you have to lead a vision and ensure and make sure that everyone feels on board.
That's the other aspect, isn't it? Because you've successfully realized a dream. You've built this amazing creative agency, done some brilliant projects. But that's the next thing. You've got to also, amongst all of the work and all of the kind of admin and all of the challenges and deadlines, you have to be a really great leader as well. And that doesn't come overnight, does it? That in itself is a skill.
Yeah, it is a skill. And I think the more it's you have to make a very difficult decision at the day before the shoot, right? I always tell the younger creative director, my creative director, is like our role as creative director is three things. One, you are a coach, coaching the young talents and make sure they, get better and better. Two is a cheerleader, because sometimes your design team just feel down, they don't want to work, it's work too hard, or they don't feel like, they're doing a good job. Then you have to cheer them up. And third, you are a plumber. You're fixing things. It's not glamorous. It's like it's always shit happens and you have to fix it right away. I mean, that is part of the job. It's not red roses, to the promised land. Like, it's not like that whatsoever. It's every job coming in with problems, and you have to like problems if you are an entrepreneur.
Yes, and there's nothing more satisfying than solving them.
Yes. Yeah, and and the client, and same too, the client love to work with someone who know how to solve the problem quickly on their behalf, and give them confidence that I can ensure you this rain and this not colorful thing gonna look beautiful. And it's funny because we got the footage, right? When come back to the US, we got the footage and it looked like shit. It looked horrible. So it's not sunny, it's not colorful, it's not what I have imagined. So I was like, okay, we got to rethink, what are we gonna do? So work with the color grade company 3, which is they always grade most major film in Hollywood. We was like, okay, let's do this. We're not gonna get to the bright because we're not gonna get there. So imagine, this is Hong Kong year 2070. We are in the future that is a little bit dark and it's muted color, but then we want, it to feel very futuristic Hong Kong, but then do a punchy neon color on the yellow, punch that up. So you got to work with what you have, and it's up to me more beautiful than what I had original thinking of, the bright and vivid, because it feels a little off and it feels futuristic.
I love that. Just reframe it. And yeah, that's the way we should do things with all of our creative careers and our personal life too. You can control some things, you can't control others. It's about, but what you can control is your reaction.
Yeah. And because if you just think oh, I failed, the footage looks terrible, what am I going to tell the client? It's what are you going to do? I mean, you just have to keep going and pivot and look at things differently. And how can we take something that is not so beautiful to be what you have seen?
It's clear that your career has had a lot of grit, passion and perseverance. Dare I say it, a hell of a lot of determination. What have been the hardest grit moments behind all the glossy moments? Have you ever wanted to throw in the towel?
It's a little bit hard. I feel the last 5 years with the social media and TikTok, and now AI, I think the hardest part right now is the speed that the client expected us to produce. Yeah. We can do it fast. Absolutely. I'm pretty quick. I can do stuff really fast. But there is a desire for the speed. Let's get it out there. It doesn't have to be so, it's good enough. It's always the culture of, from some of the client, not all clients, it's let's just get it out. It's better to go fast than perfect. So there's this theory, which is all about perfection, right? So that's to me is hard. And, the clients they value likes, they value views, they value whatever you can see that it's measurable on social media, sometimes more than the art itself.
Oh, that's a shame.
So I think they appreciate. I mean, our clients are really good. I'm just talking about the client in general.
Yeah.
You know, both Design Army client and non-Design Army client. I've just seen a lot of mediocre work out there, which make me a little bit sad because you know, that craftsmanship, the storytelling and carefulness start to
It's compromised.
be replaced. Yeah. So that, which, you know, recently we have done social first campaign, do something really fun and fast. It got a lot of view. But if you ask me, am I proud of those work? Not as much as something like Hong Kong Ballet, that I knew that that's something that I'm super proud of, my team's proud of, the client's proud of. It's become a dance reference film for the whole ballet industry globally. And Sophie gonna like it, my granddaughter gonna like it, my great-great-granddaughter gonna like it. You know, it's back to that we did create a gift to the world.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit worried about good enough, or like even AI, when you think about it. Now, I don't think people care whether it's a AI model or real person. You know, how real is real? How real does an ad has to be real now?
Well, it's going to get worse, isn't it? We're not going to be able to define it.
Yeah. So and it's like, it's real enough, right? It's real enough. Okay, I get it. So it's like, I think we are changing that. You know, it's like human and the cloning a model to present clothing. It's okay. So that's where the world is at.
Yes.
I'm still on the fence. I'm pro AI, but at the same time, I'm a little bit worried.
It's just been a really difficult decade for everyone, and particularly for creatives. Everything's changing so fast. And just going back to your point about clients, they always say, don't they, you can choose that you can either have fast, cheap, or quality. Just pick two.
Yeah.
And my concern is that with everything being, you know, required so fast, then, like you say, that quality is compromised, and then it isn't work that you're very proud of. However, because there's a lot of, the whole kind of social media is like saturated, I feel like Design Army, all the other amazing creative agencies out there who are creating beautiful work with real thought and heart, that's only going to get more important once the brands and the clients realize, actually, let's just slow back down. We don't need to rush. We can take our time, and to get noticed and to ensure that our brand sticks to its principles, we just need to go back to what makes creativity, oh my God, great again. I thought, why am I coming out with Trumpisms? Let's make creativity great again. Oh gosh, Pum. Damn line has got to me.
What's funny about it, I think my daughter generation, I asked Sophie the other day, it's like, do you like AI stuff? You know, it looks cool. You are Gen Z, you know, it's very kind of futuristic looking. And she's like, no, I don't like AI because I can spot the AI. And I think we might be surprised that it's going to be some pushback, you know, because imagine if there's a huge difference between watching two people playing chess game live versus seeing you playing chess game with a computer.
100%.
It's not the same thing.
No.
So there's that human element to like really see two people like really thinking and grab a chess piece and move. You know, there's something that really interesting to watch because you see the human emotional and how he and she thinks versus just like the computer would just like move the chess piece perfectly. Like that's not the same thing. No. And I think, more and more, maybe the Gen Z might push back.
Yeah, I can already see it happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
In real life events as well, I feel like they're going to become, really sought after. People will just naturally lean more towards what's real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's different too. Like there's this trend in major city in New York and LA that it's called clubbing, but it's the club. You know how our generation will go like Friday night and clubbing and Saturday night, whatever. These kids, they don't drink as much as our generation, so they would have like 8 o'clock raving at a coffee shop. And they're like, like really, like they are like full. Imagine a coffee shop full of young generation college kids, high school kids, and they are up and ready to go between 8 to 10 o'clock, and everyone was having fun. I know we like still try to take a hangover pill, but yeah. So it's, I think it's different. So I like looking at Gen Z, Gen Alpha. I like looking at kids and how they think, because that's where you become more relevant and kind of adapt to their aesthetic. I love looking at younger kids in New York walking around with their fashion and. And like right now, it's like back to the 90s. Everything looks like 90s again.
Yes, it really does. That's so nostalgic for me. I'm actually sort of buying a few new clothes at the moment, and I'm buying like baggy jeans again and lots of volume. And I thought, oh, why not? We're not getting out alive. So you really, we've gone through such change, you and I, over the last couple of decades. It's been tough, the decade so far, but I'm excited. I feel like you're excited too. There's still so much to learn. But how do you personally define success now? Is it still about chasing the dream clients, or is it something else?
Really good question. I think I think chasing the dream client, I feel like we have a lot of dream client, new client, it's always good. The success right now is doing what we are good at and pushing ourselves and continue to innovate. I think that's the success, and like be relevant to whatever throwing at us. I think if we are not, we've been working with the AI for almost 4 years now. We did like a campaign that was in Fast Company for Georgetown Optician that we used.
Yes,
you
I
remember the campaign?
Yeah.
And that's like back 4 years ago when nobody even know what Midjourney is. What we did was taking online classes from the e-coms and then creating the model in Midjourney and then kind of superimpose it and animate it. But that was like back then because I was just really curious of how we can use this AI. So those are kind of thing. Like now we are working with how do we create Hong Kong Ballet campaign, something like that, with AI, but mixed with real dancer. So I think it's a hybrid. So it's about innovation. The success for me is like keep innovating.
Yeah.
The success will, the success will come, but you can never be successful if you stop innovating and stop being relevant to what the future needs.
I feel like you're the perfect person to lead the way, Pum, because it's going to be changing so fast over the next 12 months.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's funny. We did an ad campaign for a beauty brand. And this, for sudden I was scrolling into Instagram one day and I was like, gosh, this ad looks kind of like our ad. And it was an ad about like, you don't need to hire creative agency anymore. We can produce this kind of work within 5 hours. And then like one of the example of the ad looks so, it's clearly that they upload our photos and split that ad. So that's going to be another thing about copyright infringement. How do you clone someone work? And then, is there a rule and law that protecting that?
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's a Wild West. It's going to be a Wild West for sure.
But I feel like we've had some good practice these last 20 years. I feel like we're ready for the next fight.
Yeah. I think human first is the way to do it. I still try to convince the client to shoot things for real.
Yeah.
It's too easy. AI is too easy. And I think people appreciate the process.
They do. And I think it makes them feel warmer towards a brand.
Yeah. You can if you are a beauty brand and you want to do AI model with Photoshop color of the brush, easy. But is that authentic? Is that how the color prefusion's gonna look on that skin tone? Or are you just faking it? I think that when brand really need to think, what is the value of authenticity? Are you really want to fake everything? It's easy, it's cheap. Do you really, after all this innovation, creating this beautiful palette for lipstick and brushes, are you really just gonna cut corner here? It's sometimes can hurt the brand more than help. Are you really saving by not telling the true story? Or sometimes I scare the client, what kind of lie do you want me to tell?
Yeah. Thanks again to James Cropper for sponsoring this season of the Creative Boom podcast. Remember, its colour source range gives designers direct access to 50 beautiful shades and a choice of textures, all crafted in the Lake District and delivered straight to your door. Explore the collection and bring your next project to life at paperandpackaging.jamescropper.com. We're going to now have some fun with the spark. You've prepared your questions. This is going to be the fun bit.
Drum rolls.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yes. We're going to really find out what you're made of now. Kicking off with quite a juicy one. What's a piece of creative advice you always ignore, but it works for you?
I think I told you before about this one, balance work and life.
Yes, that was something we discussed at length on Monday in the episode then. If you've not yet listened, please do tune in. But work-life balance, it's not for everyone, is it?
No, I think a lot of people would like to give you advice, right? And they say, you have to balance work and life in order to be creative. And I think that thinking of balance work and life, a lot of people think it's about two things that's separate. You either work or you have your life, you have to balance them. But for me, it's about integrating them and make it fun. And, when balance work and life, that the separation make me feel like the biggest failure because I can't separate the two, then you have to follow your own instinct of what works for you. So it's about like adjust and integrating the work-life balance.
Yeah, you do you, as they say.
You do you. Yeah, I mean, you can listen to podcasts and you can listen to your mom, your aunt, but at the end of the day, it's your life. Do whatever works.
Do what makes you happy, but remember to have a holiday now and again. You go on holiday, right?
all the time.
Where-
Well, because I travel a lot for work, so I go for a shoot in LA, and then I would stay over the weekend.
Nice.
Go to the spa, or I go to Europe to do an installation in Germany, and then I would just go to see Venice Biennale on the weekend. So
Nice.
my weekend, if I'm travel, I usually, on the weekend it's when I like to do a lot of solo travel. I'm a solo traveler. I like to go to the museum, walk the street of different city, try new food, see new colors. And I don't really like to share that with anyone. It's my time I just want to absorb and be magnetic to everything they're throwing at me. And that time by myself is when I get a lot of ideas.
Yeah, same. I'm a solo traveller because of work. And now and again, my husband, Tom, I'll say to him, do you want to come? And I'll be like secretly thinking, I kind of want him to come, but I mostly don't want to, because then I can just do whatever I want and have fun and have an adventure. Not that he's, dictating anything, but, and then he'll go, oh, you'll be busy, you'll be working. And I'll go, oh, okay then. Okay. And then I just have the best time.
I mean, travel to me and a lot of people give me the greatest inspiration. I really believe that if you're a designer, you have to see a lot. You have to see a lot. You really have to understand different culture, especially when you do global work. If the clients say, oh, there's this thing going on in Asia, you have to be able to envision it. Reading a book or just looking at a film is not the same thing as put yourself in the country that doesn't speak English and be kind of sponge to it's really important to be a student of culture at all time.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing more wonderful, and it's so restorative for the soul. What's a project you thought that would flop, but it turned out great? Is this the Hong Kong Ballet?
Yeah.
Again, listeners, tune in on Monday to hear
Tune
the
in on
answer to that
Monday.
question. Maybe I ask you another question then.
Yeah, maybe. Let's do that.
Is that all right?
Yes,
Can
please.
I do that?
Yeah.
All right, let me just quickly find my questions for the spark. Just bear with us whilst we... Oh, okay. How about this? When did you last feel completely out of your depth, and what happened next?
What do you mean by that? Like when I'm feeling...
When did you feel a little bit uncomfortable because you thought, oh, I don't know if I can do this? Or is Pum somebody who just cracks on, rolls their sleeves up and says, I'll make this happen?
Yeah, I usually just do it.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but just like, whatever throwing at me, I say, okay, I'll try. And yeah, because I enjoy trying new things,
Yeah.
And maybe when like 4 years ago when I had to try AI for the first time, because I was like, what is this thing? I don't know how it's gonna work, and I was trying to create a campaign called Adventure in AI, like A and then EYE, AI, for a glasses company, eyewear company. And I was so frustrated with this stupid machine that because I try to tell them, like, I have a vision in my head to create this eyeball caricature for the campaign. We call it alien, playing off, playing off alien. But then I could not get it the way that I can just draw it, so you have to like really work with the prompts and like pull different reference using the right words. And then for sudden, it was like 4:00 in the morning, it started taking shape that, okay, this is looking like what I have envisioned in my head. So I was like stay all night and work on it until I get the right prompt, and then that's become our character. It was really frustrating. It took me 3 months on Mid-Journey back then, 4 years ago, to get it to where I want it to
Good
look.
grief. And now, of course, it's speeded up much faster, and you've learned the skills to prompt better, and
Yeah.
rest is history.
Yeah, and it's funny because like my team didn't even want to touch it. I was like, okay, well, you guys, no one want to touch it. I'm gonna touch it. Because like I, as an art director and creative director, I have a lot of reference in my head, like because we had the shoot, I can tell it pretty specifically. A view of this eyeball shooting from the lower angle, the light is coming from the left, and what lens do we use, all that, so I can get pretty detailed. So sometimes I have to learn the new technology and then kind of show the teams like, hey, look, this is what I kind of be experiment with, you guys should try.
That's brilliant. I love that. I'm the same. I just don't overthink it. I'm like, okay, what is this thing? Let's just crack on and experiment and play and see what happens. Now, I hope I'm laughing because I might know the answer to the next question. What's a small ritual or habit that makes your day better?
I told you one already. It's like getting up, like having a cup of, the tea, the same tea that I've been drinking for the 20 years. The other ritual is taking a shower 2 or 3 times a day.
Oh, wow. Oh, really? Why is that? Is that because you work out during the day? And
no, it's like in the morning I can't function without a shower. It's just because I was born and raised in Bangkok, Thailand, and that was really hot country. So you get used to, getting up and just like shower, and then before you come home, go to bed, shower. And even here, sometimes in the winter time, I still do. I don't know. There's something about like the water, hitting your head, and it's just like wash away everything. And I do a lot of thinking. I do a lot of sketching in my shower. It's
the
funny.
soap.
It's just, sometimes it's all like foggy, and I start drawing something.
Nice.
And, it's really fun ritual. And
no, I get it. There's nothing nicer than getting all clean and into some fresh pajamas for bed.
Yeah, but then in the morning you have like different scents to wake you up. I'm very sensitive to scent. It's put me in different moods, and I have like 3 different kinds of soap, 3 different kinds of shampoo. Depends on the mood that I'm in.
I love that. What any brands that you can recommend?
Well, oh my gosh, any brand do I recommend? I like Aesop. That's a good one, for the soap.
Do you ever steal the soap in hotels?
Maybe. Like, when there's like cool, and like, I remember I went to this hotel in Nice, and it was like so beautiful, this soap in the packaging. So I like good packaging. It's
Who
like,
doesn't?
okay, I know. It's like, oh, this, and take that home with you. But but
I think you're allowed to. I think it's part and parcel. You'd use it anyway, so
I saw someone on Instagram. She's a really famous traveler, and she's take every key from every hotel. It's not like sometimes it's key card. It's like key. I was like, wow, that's so crazy.
Wow. Okay, I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, and I saw like a collection of keys. I don't know. Sometimes people just like collecting things. I used to, but not anymore. Just like, okay, whatever.
Speaking of guilty pleasures, what's a guilty pleasure you'd defend to the death?
Okay, this is very not me. You will be surprised. I quite like Disney World.
Oh. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
It is a joy on steroid. Like I don't know, have you been?
No, I've never been, but I'd absolutely love to go.
Okay, so like, people they're surprised because I always appear as like a sophisticated, high fashion person. I love Disney World. Where can you get that pure magic in a day? Like imagine you going in the Disney World during Christmas time, and like I used to take Sophie, my daughter, go to Disneyland every other Christmas, and it's pure magic for kids. And to be able to see kids' face and how they see the parade or Cinderella for the first time in their life, it's just like that's so magical, to see someone. You turn around, you see grandpa wearing Mickey Mouse ear matching grandma and the granddaughter. It's like that's the only place in the world that you don't look silly, right?
Oh, I love that.
And it's not just like princess and prince, and then in the afternoon you'd go and ride the Space Mountain, and it's so fast and it's going, and you scream your lung, and on the top of your lung, and it's just putting you in that different element. And
You can be a kid again.
Yeah, and it's fun for the whole family, because I remember my parents was visiting from Bangkok, and it was like my parents and Jake's parents and Sophie. So we got two sets of grandparents, and then us, and then Sophie, and we just had a really good memories, with going to Disney World. And I think Walt Disney is genius. This is an example of a place that is completely manufactured and imagined and put it in together, that for all of us to experience with multiple generations. I think that's quite rare.
Yes, it really is. And who doesn't love Goofy?
Yeah. And and I think Disney, everything that they do at the Disneyland is very well-run business, except the only thing I don't like is the lines, because sometimes the line is so long, so I always buy the fast pass.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and then the popcorn is like a billion, like it's like overpriced popcorns, and everything in there. But it's fun to put yourself in a place that is really not you.
Yeah, I get it. I love it. You can escape. You can pretend to be a princess for a day, or a prince, and
or you can go into the Star Wars.
I was going to say, God,
it's so amazing. You walk in, there's like stormtrooper walking all over, and next thing you know, you see like Darth Vader behind you. You're kind of like, what? It's fun. It's like being in a movie.
Oh, I've got to do it. I've got to go.
It's fun to go with kids. So last year we took one of our friends and her two kids went with us, and it was so fun.
Was it? Oh, I'm going to have to put that on my calendar for next year. That's a dream I haven't quite got around to fulfilling. So thanks for making me feel like I can get excited about it. Speaking of memories and good times, what's a scent or a smell that instantly takes you back to a memory?
I'm such a candle addict. Like I have so many candles in my house. So wherever I go, I buy, a beautiful lavender, rosemary in south of France, or in Italy, in Thailand. So I always buy candles everywhere I go. So when I come home, I want a room to smell like Chateau Marmont in LA, and I just light that scent. Or I'm doing this project that it feels like, the Mediterraneans, and you lighting something. So like scents is part of the creative process for me. Recently, I went to Thailand to visit my parents, and then we went to southern Thailand to Koh Samui. We stay at the Four Seasons where they film White Lotus.
Oh, very nice.
And they have like incredible spa. So I went to spa like twice, and the masseuse gave me this oil, this Thai oil. Oh my God, it smells so good. So this is like the massaging oil, or the oil that you can put, behind your ear when you have a little bit headache. And this scent is just taking me to that 3-hour massage hearing the ocean, outside and bird chirping, and then my whole body just melt away. It's literally a therapy in a bottle for me.
Okay, I want some.
Next time I have to buy like a bunch and then send it to my friends, but it's
You just need to go back. You just need to go and have some more.
Yeah, but like
Spa.
when you're at a Zoom meeting and the clients start to get, a little tense, so I'm just like,
Just get the oil out,
yeah,
start sniffing.
yep.
Oh, there she is, Pum. She's sniffing the oil again.
I'm good. I'm good. Do whatever to get your day, get you through the day.
Absolutely. That tea and biscuits and a bit of nice scent. I love it. This is quite a quirky one. I like that you've chosen this one. If your creativity were a mythical creature, what would it be?
It will be a unicorn mermaid.
Oh, okay. I didn't know one such thing existed.
There is not existed. I'm combining them because
Fair
I think
enough.
it would be cool to be able to fly over the rainbow and then dip right down into the ocean and swim
Yeah.
like a mermaid. Because unicorn, it's like the symbolize of like imagination. You like go up into the sky, fly over the rainbow. It's very limitless and dreamy up there, and then you can like dive yourself as you kind of fly around and bored up there. You're just gonna go visit your friends under the ocean, so you would just like dip down and become a mermaid and dive into this mystery of under the ocean and the deep dark sea.
Yeah, this sounds very like you. Never sit still, never be bored. Yeah, I can. Okay, I'll allow this. You can be a hybrid mermaid and unicorn. Brilliant.
Well, we have to. It's more modern, to not be
Yeah.
in like one bucket.
Well, it's very creative as well. Why do you have to choose one thing? Why can't you have two? I love it. Love it. Buy one, get one free. This season of the Creative Beam podcast is sponsored by James Cropper, and its new colour source range is a game changer for designers. It gives you direct access to 50 carefully created shades with a choice of weights and textures straight from their Lake District mill. Beautiful, sustainable coloured paper made in Britain by experts who live and breathe colour. What's the oddest compliment you've ever received?
This was like a potential client who is very famous in advertising industry, and we got the client. We got them as a client, and I always ask the client, why did you pick us, or can you give one word that describe Design Army? I always ask the new client that because I want to see how people see our work.
It's clever.
And he say, your work, if I have to describe in one word, would be awkward beauty.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, awkward beauty, interesting. So can you explain that a little bit more? What do you mean by that? He say it's unconventional. Our work has unconventional qualities that is different. It's beautiful, but it's a little bit odd. It's quirky, it's imperfect. And he say it's polished beautifully, but it's always like really funny. There's always have an underlying humor at the same time. But at the end of the day, it's quite magnetic and memorable.
wow.
And I thought, whoa, that's like the best answer I ever get from a client.
Yeah.
Awkward beauty. It's like Design Army, like vibe is awkward beauty, and I love it.
Yeah. That's the kind of answer you want, isn't it? Somebody's actually really thought about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, this one always intrigues me. What's a superstition you secretly or not so secretly follow?
Feng Shui.
Oh, yes.
Grew up, I'm half Thai, half Chinese, and I'm so believe in Feng Shui. And this is how it's all about how energy is flowing in the space. Like, for example, every office that I have to have a solid wall behind me because it's representing mountain Yeah, it's representing mountain, and your success will be support by something. And then in front of me can be like window and other thing. A lot of people make mistake. Let's say if they have an office in New York, they want to see outside, right? So for example, they would turn the desk around so the desk is facing out so they can see the view. And the back of them is the door.
Oh no, that's not good.
That's not good because in Chinese Chinese belief is like that. It's like you will get stabbed in the back because you don't know what's coming. You want to be able to face what is coming.
I like that.
So yeah, so that is like, it's called like the power position of your desk. In your bedroom, on the other hand, you would always position your bed diagonal from the door.
Right.
Never, ever to have the door, like the bed aligned with the door. That's called the death position. And that's very unlucky.
Okay. I think I'm all right in this house.
Yeah, you have to you have to look at your bedroom. It's affect every part of your life. This is like real story. I'm not kidding.
No, I'm not joking.
My uncle who passed away in the 90s when I was like student, and I remember went to his funeral. Went to his house because he was just passed, and my grandma was there too, and and my mom was there, so we all flew from Thailand. And my grandma was saying right away, it's like, he passed away because his bed is at death position. Gosh. And like literally, it was the bed because it's a big king bed, but then his side is the one that facing the door.
Oh gosh.
It's like they believe like there's a spirit, like when you sleep, the spirit will take you away.
Oh my goodness.
And then I was just like, oh my God. As much I think it was crazy feng shui, as I get older, I become quite, I believe in the flow of energy.
Yeah, no, I mean, we are energy, aren't we? So it makes sense. Although I did prefer talking about Disney World. I don't want to die.
No. It's good though. It's actually a common sense. If you look at if someone designed a house or if you design an office, or have a small retail store, like look up feng shui for interior. It's very good.
Yeah.
And it's common sense, and there's some interior designer, especially in Asia, they would really have to study this because that's what Asian people believe.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible. Yeah. I might do that myself and just make a few tweaks just in case. Now, we're sticking in the house, and we're going to sort of imagine a dinner party. Who would be your dream guest, dead or alive?
This is a really good question. Recently, a couple of weeks ago, I watched a Netflix documentary of Martha Stewart. And I think I would like to have a dinner with her. She's
had an interesting life.
I mean, she revolutionized everyday living. She started her business at 50 years old. I didn't know that. And she make home living something so mundane like growing vegetable or making a pie or create a pasta into an art form, like her magazine. You remember back in the 2000s, it's shot beautifully, and every like boring housework things become quite beautiful, and she make a business out of it. She sold a company for $1 billion. I mean, she's become, one of the most successful women back in 2000s. And then, of course, she went to prison because of, what she did. With the insider trading, or it was the court
allegedly.
Yeah. So I don't know. So she went, but she's open about it, and then she went to jail for 6 months, and then she came out stronger and then
Yeah.
continue with her business. And then next thing you know, she has a show with Snoop Dogg.
I know,
Next thing
she's
you
living the
know,
dream.
I mean, next thing you know, she's on the cover of Sport Illustrated at age 82. This is
Reinvention.
someone who is not just a businesswoman, who has a vision. She is a pop culture icon. She's managed to stay relevant across
Yes.
all these decades. And I would like to have dinner with her.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is amazing.
You'd be like, tell me all your secrets and pour her a big glass of wine.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, the dinner party hopefully is her beautiful dinner party, so I
Oh,
get to
yeah.
experience
Oh, yeah, we can make
the
that
best.
happen. All beautiful
Yeah,
flowers and ornaments. Beautiful. Lots of scented candles.
yeah, but that's someone who has vision, and it's go back to what you and I were talking about. Like, if you have to have a passion about something, whatever that passion is, make that your thing, make that a business, because then work will never become a work. Your day to day, you just working on your passion, and that's how to live life, to its fullest, really.
I love that. Now we're going to have a quick fire round.
Okay,
Sweet or salty?
salty.
What emoji do you overuse?
The scream.
Ah!
That one, I use that one for everything from like, oh my God, I can't believe this, to I'm so excited. Like, I use that for, because I feel like out of the 4,000 emoji out there, that one is the most expressive.
It really is. I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I use the eyes a lot, but that's part of my branding. And if you could only use one font for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably.
Oh, no, hang on. Ignore that.
Okay.
Ignore that. Let me start that again. Sorry, I need to re-edit that. Hang on, let's have a bit of silence. Now then, we have a question from the previous guest. We have this nice little chain thing going on.
Okay.
And our previous guest was Jeff Staple. And he would like to know, if you could only use one typeface for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It would be accident grotesque. I love it was designed in 1800, and it's way better than Helvetica. It's just so beautifully crafted, and it's
Love it.
super classic, but it's sans serif that it can work on any client, really. And yeah, it's not our fonts now. It used to be Design Army old font, but it's cool. I love it.
Amazing. And now, in the spirit of the chain, what is your question for our next guest?
I can't remember what it was.
I've got it written
what
down
was
in
it?
front of me. So
What was it?
So you said, imagine you've just received breaking news. A massive comet is heading toward Earth. You have two
Okay.
choices: stay here with your family or board a spaceship
Oh,
to
yeah,
Mars.
yeah.
Which would you choose and why? So we'll do that again. Hang on.
Okay,
Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. So I have a question. Okay, sorry, let's start again.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start from the top.
Okay.
So in the spirit of the lovely chain, what will be your question, Pum, for the next guest?
Okay, so my question for the next guest is, imagine if you just received the news that the comet is coming to Earth and we all gonna die,
Oh, God.
right? So you have two choices. One, to stay here on Earth in peace with your family, or two, you're gonna board a big spaceship going to Mars. Would you choose, and what would you do, and why?
Are you allowed to take anyone with you, or is it just you?
You can take your family with you, yeah.
Okay. That changes things for me.
Yeah, not just one person. It's not just like, okay, bye, husband, wife, and then you go now.
See ya, going to the red
it's
planet.
like you, yeah. So like it's like me, Jake, Sophie, our dog, like your
Katy Cowan.
family. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Gotta
can
take me as
stay
well.
here together, or you can hop on the spaceship.
I don't want to be left to face
unknown.
death alone. Pum, don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
What would you do? What would you do?
It depends. Are we talking about Kim Stanley Robinson, Red Mars, where colonization's happened and there's a bubble and everybody can live there happily and safely, sort of? Might lose a finger.
No, it's like Mars, like right now.
Ugh. I'd stay and take the hit. I would just accept my fate. But anyway, it's not up to me. It's up to our next guest.
Yes.
Oh, Pum, it has been so lovely welcoming you to the Creative Boom podcast this week. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for everything that you do. We are the big fan of Creative Booms, and all the things that you have done for our industry. It's very admirable.
That was Pum Lefebure of Design Army. Highlights, I think, was that you have to set a 5-year goal and work backwards. Choose your clients with intent. Think about what you're going to be doing in the next year because it's going to shape tomorrow's calls, and treat everything, and I mean everything, as a portfolio. Even a poster at a yard sale can open doors. If you enjoyed this episode, please do follow the Creative Boom podcast in your favourite app. A quick rating or review helps more creatives find us. And for show notes and more inspiration, just head over to creativeboom.com/podcast. Oh, and don't forget you can join the newsletter and say hello on Instagram and any other social channel at Creative Boom. We'll see you next time.